if you've been on Twitter lately, you have probably heard of this controversy. So there is these, I think it's this Dan characters that have been race swapped. And goddamn, it has caused a ruckus because Japanese people find out about it and they ratioed the hell out of the artist to the point where the artist had to go private. And the Japanese people are saying they're getting fed up and they're getting tired of the hypocrisy of blackwashing anime characters. Because a lot of people do these, claiming that the animes, you know, they're racist because there's not enough diversity. But they're kind of being racist in return because they're turning an Asian character into another race. They're not respecting the other culture either. There are still many racists who say that changing the race of a Japanese character is not discrimination. And as you can see from the quote, they say it's great drawing because the character is not Japanese. If you point this out, you'll be called a racist. Their IQ is too low to even understand what discrimination is. There's another tweet here saying, foreigners hate Japanese people, but they like manga and anime, so they are So they are all racist who change the race of the Japanese characters they hate to make them better. Black people have a culture of victimhood and stealing. What the fuck? Okay, that sentence is a little wild, not gonna lie. So they don't feel any discomfort in insulting Japanese people. They probably don't understand why more and more people are starting to hate black people in recent years. Listen, I don't think they have a culture of victimhood and stealing. I don't think it's fair to categorize, you know, their whole culture with this. Victimhood has been a trend on social media, and especially with young radicalized people. I'd say it's much more symptomatic of a generation than it is like of a race. Back to this, there are some art where people race swap that it actually looks cool. Not gonna lie, like, for example, there's some like, I've seen some Sailor Moon art where it's like, you know, a black Sailor Moon girl. Not necessarily the character, it's like a new character inspired by the Sailor Moon world. And it was really cool, it was really beautiful. I thought it fit really well. You know, Brazilian Miku is one of them. I think the intention really matters here. If it's the, I fixed it for you, or there's not enough diversity in your manga, so I'm forcing some, that is hella annoying and cringe. And then there's some voice actors that decided to butt in on the topic. So this guy, AJ, made this his new profile pic, saying, quoting the artist, saying thank you. And then there are people calling him out. They're saying, there's some people going through his tweets and they found some tweets of him where he is, you know, criticizing the anime industry. And he's saying, every time there is a black actor cast in a role in fantasy where the source material version is lighter skinned, someone always has something to say about it. So tiring. It doesn't affect the character whatsoever. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I disagree with that. It's a case-by-case scenario for me. There's some times where it's done really well, and sometimes where it's like, no, you just ruined it. You just ruined the character for me. The reason why people in most cases shouldn't be playing POC isn't a matter of color, it's culture. Speaking for black people, we know what a barber shop sounds like on Sundays, what a hot gum smells like when it's going through our hair. It's not the color, it's the culture. I voice act in translations no one asked for, so my opinion on this is more important than the actual Japanese complaining about blackwashing. Totally the vibes I'm getting from this guy. True. This is, yeah. EN dub, man. No one watches the dub version anyway. Who cares? It's like when the Genshin EN VAs had something to say. Another thread on blackwashing is what they call it. Man, why do you like to turn Asian people to black? If turn Asian people or white people to black, it means I can turn black people to Asian or white. And if others call it racism, blackwashing is racism too. The problem is that it didn't used to be a problem. It didn't used to be a problem until people started to be hyper nitpicky with the color of like fictional character's skin. And if you dared to draw an anime character with a single shade lighter you would get bullied on social media. Some artists have been made to apologize. They've been bullied off the internet. People go in, they color pick the original character and they put it next to your fan art or your drawing, and they're like, you drew this 0.5 shade lighter, so you're racist. People are tired of being called racist. They're tired of being dogpiled. So this is the other side of it. What did you expect? You know, all these bullies, now they have this thrown back in their face. And the thing is, when they complain about the shades not being right or being like a little bit lighter, it never takes in consideration lighting, environment, etc. Fuck wokes, they attack Japan of racist, but then they're doing racist things, changing Japanese characters to the victim color. Exactly! Can't we just appreciate what comes from Japan without trying to fucking change everything about it? People had no issues with Brazilian Miku, because it was done right, and it wasn't done in a condescending way. If somebody talks to me in a condescending manner, I immediately want to push back. I hate it. I hate it. People don't like to be talked down. That's what it comes down to. This poster says, I have no issues with race swap fan arts because it often showcases creativity. But you shouldn't take pride in what you've done here. You didn't create an original piece like others do. You merely altered the colors of the original artwork and made a few minor tweaks. This approach is disrespectful to the original artist. Are we really endorsing this? This isn't what art should be about. You should create, not steal or plagiarize. Another one here. Blasian Oshaku Urakara. Say it with me, everyone. Blackwashing does not exist. Another fix-it fan art. And it's basically, it's the same issue with the Dan fan art. They don't create something new. They just trace over it and then tweak it. They traced over it and then change the colors and tweak it a little bit, and that's it. Make your own unique. It's okay, like you can have fun with it. It's art. You're the artist at the end of the day. You just don't do it in a condescending manner. You know, people have changed the gender of many animes before. There's like a futanari of every male characters there's ever been. So why do you know that, Rima? My friends told me. I don't know this from personal experience. This other poster says, remember that white girl who got bullied because she gave her Animal Crossing avatar braids? You know what? I do remember that. I do remember that. I think that was last year. That was last year. And wait, was it last year? Shit, it was at the very beginning where I started like looking into the VTuber community. Maybe last year or two. And yeah, she got bullied. I remember. Was it the Space Buns? It might have been, yeah. And anyway, that artist that made this art got bullied so hard she had to go private. But I do feel bad because that person is 16. Like, she probably just doesn't know any better. But it's just to show you all these really radical and activists, they're all minors. It just surprises me how many of them they are. They're all on social media. And they're all on social media and they always have the strongest reactions to everything. They're the first one that are gonna call to dox people. They're the first one that are gonna, you know, a moral grand strand. They have like such a strong reaction to everything. And you know what? I do feel bad that they got dogpiled by literally everybody because they are 16. But at the same time, maybe now she will learn, you know? She learned pretty early. And maybe she's gonna course correct from now on. Maybe this is the best thing that's ever happened to her. In the, like, who knows? But it might be. If she learns her lesson. Don't feel bad for her. This will be a valuable life lesson. Honestly, it might be if she looks back at it and takes the right lesson from it, you know? Do you think the same of gender swapping? If it's not in a hentai, there's no reason to gender swap anybody. I do feel the same about gender swapping, yes. No lie, I was a minor on the internet. I wasn't going to debates, just surf. Same! We were all minors on the internet and we weren't doing this shit. Like, for me, the intent matters. If it's like, look here, I fixed it for you, fix your art. It's like, no, don't do that. This is somebody else's art. But if it's like, oh, I fucking love this character and I wanted, you know, to draw it in another race or culture because I felt like it, I thought it looked cool, I thought it vibe, and be like, sure, have fun, man. It's a fan art anyway. Like I said, there was like a Sailor Moon fan art that's like very Pinterest style that I thought looked really cool. So it really depends. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.